Good morning, fellow Wastelanders. Shock Radio here, coming at you after a while with a quick crossout video. We are going to go over, after many updates, which hovers are best, or which hovers should you use, the Icarus 4s or the Icarus 7s. Now, I just noticed Mr. G put out a video a couple years back. However, that video isn't really up to date anymore. Hovers are massively different. And they will continue to change. So this video, I'm sure, will be outdated probably pretty dang quick if we know how these devs operate. So let's kind of get right into it. So the Icarus 4s, or what is the best, right? Let's answer that. The best hover used to be Icarus 7s, and then it was 4s, and then it was 7s, but now it actually depends on the build. So the devs have kind of balanced the two hovers out and made them actually really different so that different builds will benefit from different hovers. And as you may already know, the Icarus 7s you can craft in the Dawn's Children faction. The Icarus 4 you can buy in a pack or off the market. If you don't have the Icarus 7s unlocked to craft, the Icarus 4s are usually cheaper to buy on the market. So that's one thing you can kind of consider there. All right, so talking about some main differences, starting with the Icarus 4, you can only go 75 kilometers per hour versus the Icarus 7, 90 kilometers per hour. So top speed is only important for some builds. For example, a lot of breaker hovers have been around for the past, say, year or longer, I'd say about. Well, they need Icarus 7s because they're going for top speed. They're chasing people down, okay? They don't need as much of the cabin power as they do need that top speed. Versus Icarus 4s, they only go 75. So you might use the Icarus 4s for the speed if you're, say, a Hadron cabin, for example. That cabin can only go like, what, 70, 75? Something like that. So the Icarus 7's speed wouldn't even matter for, say, like a cabin like a Hadron cabin or other cabins like, you know, a humpback cabin. If you were using like a heavy cabin on a hover, you definitely would not want to use the Icarus 7 for speed. So generally, you know, your breakers or rush kind of hover builds, you want 7s. The more cannon kind of style builds, you want 4s for the speed. And then you get to the tonnage. Excuse me. The tonnage on the Icarus 4s is a lot higher. And what that means is you can actually have less hovers to achieve the same mass limit results or tonnage results. So, you know, again, those cannon builds that are very heavy, like Typhoons and Mastodon hovers, you're always going to see with Icarus 4s. They just have so much weight. They need as little hovers as possible because they're just going to use so many hovers on like Icarus 7s that they're going to become really sluggish. So yeah, if you have a hover build that needs a lot of weight, you're going to want to go with Icarus 4s for that tonnage versus, say, you know, again, using the hover breaker as an example, you know, only 900 kilograms of tonnage, but you're not going to need that tonnage on a build like a breaker hover, or say like a Kami Scorpion. I believe those use Icarus 7s because, again, top speed, the Kami perk will allow you to get away from sparks and flashes, things like that. So yeah, consider that. And also something to consider about top speed. You know, a lot of people use Icarus 7s and say Leviathan clan battles. They're like, well, I need to go fast so I can get away from the Leviathan. I wish that was the case, but no matter how fast these hovers are, 90 kilometers, a cockpit booster Leviathan is going to go 100, 110. So you're not going to be able to outrun a Leviathan with speed, for example, but you will be able to outrun a Leviathan with power and acceleration if you have a hover. So that leads to the cabin power drain. And it seems on the surface that Icarus 4s will actually cause your hover build to be a little bit more slow, right? Minus 10% power versus minus 8% power. We have to consider that you're probably going to use 2 to 4 less hovers on an Icarus 4 hover build. So that basically gives you a free hover to work with power-wise, essentially. I'm not mathing right now. It's way too early for me to math, but usually if you have less hovers, you're going to benefit more from the cabin power of Icarus 4s versus, you know, a 9 hover Icarus 7 or a 6 or a 5 hover Icarus 4. So that is something to consider. Less hovers means more power. So, you know, what, 3 less hovers, that's 8 times 3, you're saving 24%. We got to take off the 6% for the increase. So if you use like 3 less hovers, you're saving about 18% of your power. There, I math. I did it. It's early morning for me. I did a little bit of math. I feel accomplished. So yeah, less hovers, more power, no matter if the power drain is actually less. And I think they did that on purpose because they know you need more Icarus 7s to achieve the results. So there you go. There's that. Moving on to the next thing that's really different is the durability. And it matters. You know, Icarus 7s, you have more hovers, so you can lose a few more hovers and still be balanced. But Icarus 4s, if you only have 6 or 5 hovers, it's going to be a bad day when you start losing those hovers, right? So they are more durable. The Icarus 4s are more durable than the Icarus 7s. But again, you can have more Icarus 7s to kind of make up for that durability loss. And then finally, the stat difference is mass. I don't have a unfused 7 at the moment. But you can see, right? They're heavier. Are they heavier? Now I gotta math again, or I gotta look up the stat sheet. Dadgummit. Yeah, Icarus 4s are definitely heavier. I don't think I need to math to figure that out. I can estimate in my brain and do it. But yeah, so Icarus 4s are heavier, obviously less hovers, more durable, more mass, right? Icarus 7s are lighter. So if you're struggling with weight, maybe Icarus 7s. A lot of factors that go into which hovers to use and which hovers are best, and the answer is it really depends on what build you want to run. And real quick, if you're still here with me, we are going to take a quick look at some Icarus builds and see if what I said was kind of maybe true. I don't know. We're going to look at Icarus 7 builds and see what's popular, and then Icarus 4 builds and see if there's anything we can kind of get off of that. All right, so Icarus 4s. Scorpion on a Griffin. Interesting. Griffin has a high speed. Why is he using Icarus 4s on that? I'm guessing the less hovers. So Griffin is a cabin that has a high top speed. Subaru guy is an amazing player, so I'm not even going to question why he put these hovers on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 6 hovers. So, you know, probably that power issue. I'm assuming you'd have to have like 9 or 10 hovers on that thing. If you were going to use the other ones. Oh yeah, pork hover, I'm guessing, would be the more durable hovers. So porcupine, reload. What's the speed on a beholder? 80. So again, this is using a beholder cabin. You can see the max cabin speed is only 80 kilometers an hour. Almost be, okay, there would be 0 point to use Icarus 7s on a cabin like a beholder that can only go 80 kilometers per hour. And again, he's using a porcupine, so I'm assuming he's actually at some point probably going to be damaging his own build, including his hovers. So he's also going to want that extra durability. Beholder for that cloak. Maybe this is a levy war. This could be a levy war porcupine. Porks are great for levy wars. So he's using that beholder there. He's got the regular cloak, so he's got the double cloak time. No rift module, so there's no like actual double cloak. So maybe it's not a levy build. Pork hover beholder. You could also use a Kami with a pork and switch to Icarus 7s, and then you're having that perk where you're reducing the heat on your build. So that'd be kind of cool as well. What else we got? We have Helios on Icarus 4. Interesting. On a Nova again. So again, Helios on Icarus 4s, they're on a Nova cabin, so it would make no sense to use the Icarus 7s, right? So we're kind of noticing a lot of these cabins really just don't have the top speed to support Icarus 7s. So we're noticing that. We'll look at one more. Again, this one is the Photon cabin. Again, low top speed cabin. So this person is using the lower speed hovers. And then we'll take look at a few trending builds for the 7s. And we'll see. Now, also, real quick, you just notice that some people mix hovers. This could be interesting. You could mix hovers. You're not going to get the max speed of the Icarus 7s if you mix them with the 4s, but if you lose your 4s, then you will get the Icarus 7 max speed. So that's kind of an interesting thing you could consider is mixing hovers. If you're missing the, maybe your tonnage is off by a little bit, and you're like, well, I'll just put a Icarus 4 on the front, be durable, give me some extra tonnage. Once it gets knocked off, I'll go really fast. All right. So this is a Helios build. We just seen a Helios build with Icarus 4. These ones are using Icarus 7s. using the beholder, so he does benefit a little bit from the extra weight, the extra 5 kilometers an hour. It's not a whole lot, but it is a benefit. Yeah, I don't know if I would use Icarus 7s on a beholder. I don't know if I would, but it does have a little bit of benefit. Again, the breaker build I was talking about, all Icarus 7s, Kami, top speed 100 kilometers an hour. These breaker hovers are really annoying. I don't like fighting them, actually. Like, I hate fighting these guys. Just get a breaker hover is what I should do. Like Firebug, my Firebug actually struggles against these guys. Especially if I use my triple bug that has no spark to slow them down. It's basically a game over, Firebug v breaker hover, if you don't have a spark. Alright, what is this one? This is a destructor build. Okay, it's using quantum cabin, so, you know, again, extra 5 kilometers an hour. A lot of hovers though. See all these hovers? That's going to be a sluggish hover. 6, 7, 8, 9 hovers again. 9 hovers. I would honestly, I'd probably use figure out a way to use Icarus 4s on this thing, because 9 hovers on a beholder, that's sluggish. That's a sluggish one. I didn't mean for this to turn into a build critique session, by the way. I'm just trying to show you guys quick examples of, like, you know, when you would use these hovers, when you wouldn't. Again, this is Helios beholder. Maybe that is a thing right now to get that extra 5 kilometers an hour. It could very well be a thing, but I don't know, extra 5 kilometers an hour, all those hovers. That's a sluggish Helios build, to be honest with you. So yeah, there you have it, guys. This is the basic differences. Real quick, if you want to see the price differences on console, I know most people are PC anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but if you want to see it, prices have gone down drastically. These are the craftable Icarus 7s. They used to be about 1,000 coin, so it looks like things have been drastically coming down. To me, that means more people are putting money in the game, but I don't know if that's accurate. They're actually damn near identical right now, which is very interesting. Icarus 4s are actually slightly more expensive, so if you wait for packs to go on sale, if you're looking to pick up 4s, if you haven't checked out, check out these tips to market success right here. You can always buy the, not buy the pack, I didn't mean buy the pack, but wait for the pack to go on sale if you haven't bought it yet. And usually the price of the Icarus 4s drops when packs go on sale. So that's all I got for you guys for this video. What is the difference between Icarus 4s? What's better? Which one should you use? All that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. Give that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.